Have you ever wondered what the world might look like in just a few years, and whether we're prepared for it? Nouriel Roubini's powerful book, MegaThreats, 10 Dangerous Trends That Imperil Our Future and How to Survive Them, dives deep into the biggest challenges humanity currently faces, many shaped significantly by recent political decisions and world events, including those linked to figures like Donald Trump. If you've ever felt uneasy watching global events unfold, this book clearly lays out what's happening and why it matters to you. Roubini, an influential economist known for predicting the 2008 financial crash, isn't afraid to sound the alarm. He carefully breaks down 10 critical megathreats, massive issues that threaten global stability and prosperity. From economic crises and rising inequality to political polarization and climate change, Roubini highlights how these threats don't stand alone. They intersect, intensify one another, and could potentially lead to widespread economic and social collapse if left unaddressed. One major theme Roubini explores is economic instability triggered by reckless political policies and rising nationalism, a trend exemplified by Donald Trump's America First approach. Protectionist trade policies and trade wars have disrupted international relationships, damaged global trust, and sparked economic retaliation worldwide. Roubini shows how this new political climate has eroded traditional alliances, making global cooperation on critical issues like climate change, pandemics, and international trade increasingly difficult. Beyond economics, Roubini argues that Trump's style of populist politics and the broader global surge in nationalism have profoundly weakened democratic institutions. By promoting division, mistrust, and hostility towards international cooperation, this brand of politics erodes the foundations necessary to address shared global problems. Roubini doesn't just blame Trump. He sees him as symptomatic of a deeper global shift toward isolationism, intolerance, and authoritarianism, a dangerous direction that undermines our collective ability to navigate complex threats. Another significant mega-threat Roubini describes is the climate crisis, exacerbated by recent policies undermining environmental protection. Trump's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement symbolizes a rejection of coordinated global efforts to mitigate climate change. Roubini stresses that tackling climate threats demands cooperation, not isolation. Ignoring climate warnings won't just harm the environment. It destabilizes economies, creates resource conflicts, and sparks mass migration, fueling further political unrest and instability. Technological disruption also features prominently in Roubini's analysis. He emphasizes how rapid automation, AI advances, and digitalization threaten to widen economic inequality if managed improperly. Populist leaders often ignore these deeper structural changes, choosing simplistic solutions that appeal to voters in the short term but exacerbate long-term problems. Roubini highlights the importance of adopting smart, forward-thinking policies that harness technology positively rather than weaponizing it politically or economically. Another crucial issue Roubini dissects is the global debt crisis, worsened significantly by tax cuts, loose fiscal policies, and uncontrolled spending, the hallmarks of populist economic strategies like those seen under Trump's administration. Ballooning debts create vulnerabilities in economies worldwide, threatening financial stability. High debts limit governments' ability to react to future crises, leaving societies vulnerable to economic shocks that can trigger deeper recessions or even depressions. Roubini also carefully analyzes growing income inequality, a core frustration leveraged by populist politicians worldwide. Rather than solving these inequalities, policies driven by populist rhetoric often deepen divisions, increasing economic instability. This growing wealth gap not only leads to dissatisfaction, but can also result in social unrest, creating cycles of instability that further undermine economic recovery and growth. Despite this bleak analysis, Roubini isn't merely a prophet of doom. He strongly emphasizes solutions and practical steps that individuals, governments, and societies can take. He argues that understanding these threats clearly, rather than denying them, is essential for any meaningful action. The first step towards solving any complex issue, Roubini insists, is acknowledging its reality. So, what exactly can individuals, businesses, and governments do to mitigate these threats? Roubini recommends comprehensive policy reforms, advocating global cooperation, sustainable economic practices, responsible fiscal policies, and active defense of democratic institutions. He believes economic stability requires long-term thinking, policies designed around sustainability, technological responsibility, and cooperative international engagement, rather than isolationist short-term gains. The main idea of Roubini's work isn't simply to warn readers, it's to empower them. By understanding these interconnected mega-threats, readers become equipped to advocate for better policies and smarter personal decisions. You don't have to be a policymaker to benefit from understanding these global trends. Recognizing the signs helps you prepare financially, socially, and politically for a changing world. Roubini insists awareness is the first step toward resilience. In essence, Roubini's analysis presents a clear warning. Ignoring the interplay between economic decisions, populist politics, technology, and climate change risks disastrous consequences. Leaders who embrace short-term popularity rather than long-term responsibility set us up for disaster. His examination of Trump-era policies is a powerful case study of how populist leadership can exacerbate global threats, but he extends this criticism beyond any single administration, warning readers to stay vigilant and informed. While the risks Roubini outlines are undeniably severe, the book's real value lies in empowering readers to recognize the dangers clearly and take proactive steps towards protecting themselves and their communities. Understanding the threats is critical, but understanding how to respond, personally, financially, and politically, is equally vital. Roubini arms you with insights and strategies that not only help you navigate uncertainty, but also encourage you to demand better decisions from your leaders. So why should you read this book? Because the future it describes isn't fixed yet. It's still within our power to influence. Roubini's message is straightforward and vital. Our collective future depends on understanding and addressing these interconnected threats right now. Waiting is not an option, because each year these trends intensify, reducing our capacity to respond effectively. If you found this summary insightful or thought-provoking, please subscribe for more concise explorations of impactful books. Share your thoughts below. Do you see these threats unfolding? Which topic should we dive into next? Let's continue exploring critical ideas that shape our world together.